So this year, the Minnesota Vikings select 25th overall in the 2020 NFL Draft, and I've selected 7 key players I think would fit well with this Minnesota Vikings team and hopefully do better next season. Starting it off, I have KRISTIAN Fulton, who is suspected to go around the top 20, top 15. Could fall to 25, hopefully does. I think he is definitely NFL ready, cornerback from LSU, and with Rhodes obviously leaving, Wayne's probably leaving because to free up cap space. And then Mackenzie Alexander and Mike Hughes get injured a lot. I think taking a corner in the first round again is probably a good idea. Although taking 4 of like the last 6 picks in the first round have been corners, and most of them have been just duds. So, but it's one of those positions you just have to keep throwing draft capital at because we're in a pass-heavy league, and the corner is such a huge position that we need to improve on, as well as a lot of other teams. This is a huge cornerback draft, which is why I think it's possible for the second best corner in the league to even fall, because teams will want to take a corner in the second round and a different player in the first round because there's so many corners this draft. For the next one, I have TREVON Diggs, obviously brother of Stefon Diggs. I don't know. Stefon hasn't said anything if he'd like that or not, but it'd be kind of cool. Although it's always a risk taking players that are from the same family, because you either have to keep both or let both go. Because if they wanted to trade Diggs, well, now TREVON will probably want to leave, or if they wanted to trade Stefon, TREVON will probably want to leave. Anyways, cornerback from Alabama, I think he fits well with this Zimmer's defense. Is great in zone coverage, which they love to run zone coverage, and he's a big guy. We need a new big corner, because Rhodes is gone, and he fits well with this Vikings defense, and out of college could be a second string corner. Next up is CJ Henderson, also a cornerback from Florida State. I think played with Delvin Cook. Anyways, they're on both different sides of the ball, so it doesn't matter. CJ Henderson is a great blitzer, and also could be available at 25 overall. He's pretty undersized, though, which is kind of doesn't translate well from college to the NFL, because you're playing way bigger players. And he has great hands. That's definitely going to transfer well. I just feel like he's not as NFL ready as TREVON Diggs and KRISTIAN Fulton, although CJ Henderson is also he's quick, but he's undersized. But it's all a gamble. You never know how players are going to end up. So my first 3 are all corners. However, these next 2 are my favorite picks, and I think at 25 is a great place to take them. And then in the second round, maybe take Jalen Johnson if he's still up there. So next up is Jordan Elliott, my favorite player, my favorite player in this draft, and I think he could definitely get taken by the Vikings, and that'd be a steal. Inside defensive lineman from Missouri. His final season is when he blew up. He's great against the run, and that's what the Vikings have been horrible at this year. That's the reason why we lost to the 49ers by someone named Raheem Mostert, who I never heard of until this season. And we got destroyed by running. So putting new players on that defensive line is crucial, surrounding them by veterans to help them improve. And Jordan Elliott is still improving, not as Virginia Hunter, all these veterans. Surrounding him by great players will help him improve and possibly become one of the best pass rushers in the league. Next up is also another pass rusher, inside defensive lineman. I think this would be a great pick as well. JAVON KINLAW, inside defensive lineman from South Carolina. He's a very explosive player, big guy again, 300 some pounds, and he's super quick. JAVON KINLAW is a great player and would be totally fine with that pick at 25. He's compared with Leonard Williams, who I think played for the Jets. Yeah, great player. Those are the 2 pass rushers I think could fall to 25 and would fit well with this Zimmer's defense. Next up is Josh Jones, offensive tackle from Houston. I'm kind of on the other side of the boat. I don't think taking another offensive lineman in the first round would be as crucial as the defensive line and corners. However, Josh Jones is huge talent. Offensive tackle. Out of college, he'll definitely take Pat Elflein's job if they do draft him. However, for whatever reason, these coaches love Pat Elflein They just love this man. They love him getting the flags. They love him doing all this, and I couldn't see them taking a player to bench him. Although I do believe they will take a player to challenge him for his job eventually in one of the later picks in the draft. 6'5" at 311 pounds. Great player, great footwork, tremendous blocker, left tackle, huge position, especially when Kirk Cousins loves doing the bootleg out to the left. Huge position, blocks the blind side. All right, so last pick. I don't believe this player will be available at 25, unfortunately. But if he is, that'd be huge. I think he is very underrated. Quarterback Justin Herbert from Oregon. A lot of people are sleeping on him. I mean, this guy he can run. He's a consistent thrower. He's not as great as a thrower, although he can develop. He's a very consistent passer, very athletic runner. I think he could be a sleeper like Lamar Jackson, just come out and run the ball, throw the ball, just play great. Although the thing is, though, he does get injured quite often. I mean, that's one thing I love about Kirk is that he just stays healthy, but Justin Herbert could get injured. And if they do take Justin Herbert in the first round, he will not play right off the bat. He would sit behind Kirk Cousins, which I think is a great thing because you sit behind a veteran, develop, and then become the best player you can be. So tell me what you think about these 7 players. I think they all 7 would fit well with this Minnesota Vikings team, and I'd be totally fine with Zimmers and Spielman taking any of these players at 25th overall. And so, yeah, let me know what you think down below. What players I'm missing, what players you disagree with. Till next time.